slightly tweaked in 2 or 3 places from what we saw at round 1. Leaves the front of the Grand Hotel, heads across the side of the lake and then punches upwards before rocketing back down through the jump line. Little flat section with a couple of turns to finish things off. And the lights eventually turn green and we are off and racing at the second round of the UCI Cross Country Short Track World Cup. Zena Fry makes an absolutely superb start. Jen Jackson alongside her, then Sevilla Blanc as they head onto the climb for the first time, Ollie.
And it was Evie Richards. Zena Fry just cut her front wheel out, so Richards a little bit just moving up the outside, but not the best start.
You could feel the tension there. They really held them on the line for a long time there. And
this is the bit that always scares me, though. Just as they get that regrouping in the grass and you're just waiting for that crash and those bars coming together.
Zena Fry leads the way. Fastest riders on lap 2. Mona Mitterwallner leads the way ahead of Gwendolyn Gibson, Jenny Risfids.
Just keep an eye over that. Sammy Maxwell had just got on the back of that group. Evie Richards now doing a good lap this lap, back into 4th position. Candice Lewell after that strong start just dropping back, and she's in at 8th or 9th. And ideally, I'd say early in the race you want to be in that front 5, and it's Richards hitting the front.
Richards hits the front now. Jenny Risfids in the green jersey coming up alongside her. So for the first time we're seeing the UCI World Champions hand here up this climb.
In this climb here we see Candice Lewell just on the corner banging bars. And it's how quick the tables can turn. She was 2nd place before, now she's already back in 12th position.
Look who's up alongside the UCI World Champion, the Danish national champion, Sophie Heby Pettersen, as somebody on clips there just out of shot. Who was that, Ollie?
I think it was Sammy Maxwell as well. She just got herself back into a decent position. Because of the nature of this course, there's a really technical, intense section followed by this flatter, easy section. Everyone's going to just regroup again, I feel.
Zena Fry in 3rd now, just ahead of Alessandra Keller, the reigning overall title holder, but this group is starting to stretch the elastic now. These 3 making a bid for the podium here on lap 5 out of 7 as they come round to hit lap 6.
Sammy Maxwell, the overall leader, had a shocking start and be trying to get back on terms. She's up to about 7th, 8th position now.
There's Keller, always there for Thomas Maxson.
But this is the biggest gap we've seen so far, and it was the pressure from Richards on that climb. Clearly the form short track rider.
Keller pedalling her way around that little wooden berm as they come together, the 4 of them at the front.
Decent gap now, 4-5 seconds back to Courtney.
What do you think, Keller? Oh, you see Kate Courtney just looking around, and that second group, Ollie, trying to figure out who's going to lead the attack on that gap ahead to this one. And now Jen Jackson launches an attack on the number 19 Orbea. Jen Jackson, right where Hayley Batten attacked them last year here in Araxa, moves to the front and keeps on going. And now it's a question of, are they going to stay with her?
Took a few riders by surprise. Evie Richards first to react, Zena Fry as well.
Zena Fry looking razor sharp at the front of this one as they head onto the climb. This could be really, really telling now. Jen Jackson ups the pace. Can anyone live with her on this climb? Evie Richards in 2nd wheel for the time being. Zena Fry in 3rd. Risfids getting pushed to the right-hand side.
That was a good attack by Jackson up the outside. Took him by surprise, going from 2 to go. I think this is what you've got to do to beat Richards.
Really, really punchy stuff from Jen Jackson up that climb. Richards makes it up in 2nd. Then it's Risfids, then Fry, then Keller as they head into the rock section for the penultimate time.
And we know how quick Jen Jackson is on the descent. Whether she clearly in the best form of her life.
Nicole Kohler for Ghost Factory Racing is about to lead the UCI World Champion Evie Richards. Jenny Risfids, a former Olympic champion, into a sprint finish here in Araxa. Nicole Kohler has yet to win a UCI Short Track World Cup. Evie Richards wants to become the most successful short track rider in elite women's history, moves to the front now. Now Richards has to get going. Is she going to take Pauline Ferrand-Prévost's record from her? As they head on to the finish straight, Evie Richards digs deep, Nicole Kohler digs deep. Evie Richards takes Pauline Ferrand-Prévost's wins record from her. Evie Richards, the most successful elite woman in cross-country short track history.
Not really. I feel like it's in a video game. It's just like people rather than like just like figurines. So it didn't really. It was just like someone made an attack. It didn't really process who it was. And Jen's riding so strong. So yeah, I did think she would hold it to the end. But yeah, it definitely is weird having riders looking at me now because it hasn't happened all too often.
One to watch. Well done today.
Yeah, thanks. I'm just eyeing up the capybaras. Can you see them? One of my dog can get it, and now the other one can have one. So you got two of them.
Amazing. Go grab one now. Well done, Evie.
Thank you.
Richards, Kohler and Ristvids then your podium here at the second round of the UCI Cross Country Short Track World Cup 2025. Richards, Kohler, Ristvids, Steger, Jackson, Blurklinger, Keller, Maxwell, Urban, Fry, the top 10. 16 seconds covering the top 10. Then it was Blunk, Lille, Graf, Pedersen, Lecomte, Baum, Terpstra, Courtney, Endergan. Yolanda Neff rounds out the top 20. Ronja Eibel right up there. Slightly tweaked in 2 or 3 places from what we saw at round 1. Leaves the front of the Grand Hotel, heads across the side of the lake and then punches upwards before rocketing back down through the jump line. Little flat section with a couple of turns to finish things off. And they are off in Araxa, round 2 underway. And it's Martin Vidari in the middle of your screen, the Chilean who escapes the line the quickest, Ollie.
Yeah, and the rider didn't get a great start. Christopher Blevins just slipping back. Whether he missed his pedal, got bogged a bit, but
look at Vidari. Absolutely applying the pressure right from the start here in Araxa. The Chilean.
That's the key here, and especially his first lap, you just got to stay out of trouble, and it's all about hitting that climb. You want to be in that first 5 before you turn the corner over the road, and too far back, it's going to all bulk up together.
Jordan Saru in second wheel now for Team BMC, racing on that BMC 4-stroke bike. Here's Schwartzbar through the jump line, stalked by Christopher Blevins. Matisse Cesaro's moved forward, as has Victor Koretsky. Lilo shuffle back a few spots now. Half race distance, and it is very much all to play for.
Charlie Aldridge, after a disappointing cross country on Sunday, the heat got to him, but doing a good short track, just in there about 8th or 9th place.
Nino Schurter currently in 7th place now for the greatest of all time.
Brazilian rider did a fantastic 12th position in cross country. Milan Bastros Galinski as well for Eloy Herrick and for Cassini Racing, just floating there just off the back of Aldridge.
But this is ominous now, the Specialized Factory Racing duo. But behind them, a gap is forming and they need to get it closed off. Not that Carter Woods is going to fancy letting them as they head on to the final lap in round 2 in Araxa. It's Woods, Blevins, Schurter, Koretsky, Nino Schurter in here. The first time we've really seen him at the front of a UCI cross-country short track race since
Koretsky
all the way back in Snowshoe. But Koretsky attacks down the asphalt climb. Victor Koretsky decides to go deep. Specialized 1-2 now at the front again.
And that pace by Carter Woods starting to tell. He's just drifted off after that attack. Nino hanging on.
Carter Woods, call it the inexperience of youth. Burnt too many matches at the front of lap 1. Behind him now, it's shaping up to be Nino Schurter versus Specialized Factory Racing. What a showdown we're going to be treated to here in Araxa.
And due to that attack and acceleration by Carter Woods, I was expecting a group of 10 or 12. This is a lot easier for the Specialized guys to boss now.
Woods fully dropped now. Nino Schurter, his 21st season of UCI World Cup racing, as they hit the climb for the last time. And it's Blevins attacking now. Chris Blevins attacks halfway up the climb.
Blevins going, or is it Koretsky? Has he got the legs?
Koretsky's got past the Swiss star Nino Schurter, and now Carter Woods is coming back into the frame. But Chris Blevins is gone. Is he going to make it 2 for 2? Just a couple of corners to go. This is where he banged into his teammate Victor Koretsky last time out. We're going to be treated to a battle between Victor Koretsky and Nino Schurter behind him. Koretsky leads the time being in 2nd place.
Nino 3rd, back, and Carter Woods, what rider of the match tonight.
Christopher Blevins cannot believe it. He becomes only the second elite man to win both short track rounds at the start of the year since Mathieu van der Poel did it. Blevins tastes victory yet again in Araxa. Behind him, Specialized Factory Racing, Victor Koretsky. They cannot stop winning in Brazil.
Yeah, I mean, it's just that one card. Everybody knows where the move's going to go. You kind of have to be leading there. Deja vu again. It's been 3 times now where Victor was leading going into that. And that just gives me confidence again, like having Victor there, knowing that he's got a kick that I have to go really hard to try to match. And yeah, I mean, 3 times in a row, 1-2 is really just amazing, you know, for the team.
Not bad at all. Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Just over a month's time. Well, you can write your own jokes around that one. Blevins, Koretsky and Schurter, your top 3. Blevins, Koretsky, Schurter, Woods and Brido, the top 5 then. Andreasen, Schwarzbar, Litcher, Martin, Colombo, Bedarian 12th. Lilo alongside him. Great race from Lilo through the midpoint of that one. Round 2 of the UCI Cross Country Olympic World Cup for the elite women gets underway. Jen Jackson, trademark strong start, but look at Ronja Blurtlinger to the front now in the purple of Live Factory Racing.
Candice Lill getting shuffled back, all the way back into the 20s, so a poor start for her. Here's Blurtlinger taking on Maxwell coming up the outside.
Getting into position for this set descent, absolutely crucial and well worth taking an opponent's front wheel with you if you need to make it. There's the A-line on the left, rider's left, excuse me, goes off that. Oh, Luana Lecomte.
Taking the front wheel off Risved. I think Risved's doing the A-line and Lecomte doing the B, it was faster.
Taking the wing mirrors off Jenny Risved as she blasted past her on that descent round side Latree. Big bars on these cross-country race bikes these days as well, no easy feat. On track, and excuse me, it's Greta Seevald for Decathlon Ford, who's in this group, not Sevilla Blanc. Her teammate Blanc is leading the chase group, however, trying to get back towards the front of this one. Gap not too big just yet. And as ever, this is very much what we've seen from Jenny Risved in 2025. She takes these things on from the front and likes to be kind of the decision maker at the front of the group.
She had a different approach for the short track yesterday, and it played out because she crossed the line in 3rd. But again, compared to last week on the cross country, she's again in charge of setting the pace, setting the tone of the race. Perhaps it's just confidence, or perhaps could be also that she wants to apply pressure where suits her the most. Let's see.
There's a visual on that gap. Yolanda Neff on the number 5 on your screen now. Samara Maxwell in 3rd. They're all just about back together now as we see Zena Fry bridging the gap. Evie Richards on the number 10 behind her. Then it's Blanc.
Risved's applying the pressure. That front 3 just pulling clear again. Lecomte, Maxwell just getting back on terms. And a new team as well. That was the big change. You had Luana to BMC, Risved's to Canyon.
Ronja Blurtlinger still at the front of this one as well. Crosses the line in 4th wheel for Live Factory Race, and then it's Steger, Jackson, Lil, Fry, and Richards now in 9th as well. So all back together again at the start of lap 4. Has been 4th for most of it as well. Luana Lecomte And Samara Maxwell. There's Jen Jackson. Jen Jackson was absolutely electric through the second jump line here on the last lap, so look to see if she can close off some of that gap via air miles as they head into this full-on jump line now. Over the double jumps, Luana Lecomte staying really compact mid-air. There's Samara Maxwell. Jen Jackson is with them at the front now. Evie Richards.
Yeah, Neff doing the second fastest lap of the race in 9:30 so far, which was on her second lap. So she's got form.
Risford looking ominous here, though, Ollie.
It was interesting, she didn't really need to attack, it just kind of drifted off the front a bit. Everyone then, I think Lecomte didn't chase. Everyone looked at Lecomte to do the job.
It really is a case of first person to blink on this track layout in Araxa, isn't it? One little let up. It's Maxwell taking the climb on now as Henrik Avancini makes the international signature move of the motorbike at full throttle.
And it's Lecomte responding as well, trying to get around Richards, but it's so steep in this track, it's loose if you go off the line.
Yeah, and you can see Evie Richards just making herself as wide as possible there to block off that attempted pass from Luana Lecomte. The mood Luana Lecomte is in today, you're a brave person to try and block her off.
Sammy Maxwell now at full speed.
I think they should work a little bit together now. Just keep the pressure a little bit on, just to create some space for the chasing group.
There she is. So Jenny Risford, your race leader, crosses the line. The fastest lap was a 9:29. And this will be a huge. I mean, we've still got a long way to go yet, but if she gets this done, huge reward for Canyon as well with their investment in her in this off season as well. One of the big moves.
Yeah, we saw a lot of changes, more in the women's field than the men's. Some of the big riders all swapping teams.
Yep, never seen an off-season like it. After Paris 2024, you always expect a team shake-up after the games, but Luana Lecomte in 7th now, 55 seconds back, having ran right at the front of this one early doors. Tamara Wiedmann still coming on really strong in 3rd place. Jen Jackson in 4th. Richards, Graf.
Really good, solid lap times, just super consistent.
2 laps to go for Jenny Risford, and that leads me to say a big thank you. The Avancini signal has detonated in the skyline above Araxa. Henrik Avancini heads off. He has duties elsewhere. Ollie, this is about as dominant a display as we've seen from any of the elite riders in 2025 so far. Jenny Risford's looking absolutely head and shoulders here today.
Yes, she put that really fast lap in mid-race, got the gap. And I think there was early doors, you had Maxwell, Lecomte, Risford showing themselves the strongest climbers today, but then Risford's just putting the pressure on, and it's made it a really, really hard race for this field.
Big ride from the woman on your screen now, Evie Richards as well, up in 5th place. Looks like she's been down as well on the right-hand side, just telltale signs of the stickiest dirt known to man here in Araxa.
Yeah, Richards a fighter, she's getting to get back onto that group.
Nina Graf still putting a shift in with Luana Lecomte. Close contention to her now as well in the number 2 bike.
We've still got 2 laps of this race left. Normally it looks like they're almost getting to the end. These gaps are appearing. They've all got big pain faces, but we've still got nearly 20 minutes of racing left to go.
It's going to be a long one.
Yeah,
but look at this. Talk about revelations. Wow. Final lap for Jenny Risford in Araxa. It has been total mountain biking from this woman.
And she's not slowing down. A 9:42 lap. The previous one, 9:40, and 9:42 before that. So she's not come off the gas at all. Absolutely rock solid.
Is not taking that risk of slowing down. Let's just get the gap, over the line as the battle for second begins to take shape between Jen Jackson and Samara Maxwell.
So Jackson and Maxwell the fastest on the last lap at 9:35. Let's see where they're at this one.
Maxwell will have the psychological boost of leading them across the line. There are going to be some tired and battered bodies at the end of this one. Jenny Risford is really the first shot we've seen her breathing heavily in all race long. Lap 9 out of 9 here in Araxa. Fastest lap last time round. Tamara Wiedmann with a 9:29.3. can't wait to see the lap comparison graphic at the end of this one. There's going to be some tiny numbers on there.
But on a day like today, on this type of course, with that long climb, with the heat, humidity, you really want to be consistent with your laps time. And that's the most impressive thing about Jenny Risford. She hasn't made a mistake so far at all. And all those lap times, well, slowest lap has been a 9:47. Fastest was that lap she attacked a 9:31. So they're all within a really narrow band.
They all are when you look at them on our screen here. They're all within 4 or 5 seconds of each other, and that's over a course like this. So impressive. Another 5 seconds, 31 seconds now. Richards lands heavy, has a big look over the shoulder. 10 seconds in 2 splits going the way of Samara Maxwell. There she is, the rider on your screen now.
Really pinning it.
Throwing that rock rider into the rocks.
It's going to be a fast lap from Maxwell.
It's going to be a huge lap for Maxwell, this, and a proper statement of intent on lap 9 out of 9 in Araxa.
For Maxwell as well, to back up last weekend with a 2nd position. That's really big. I mean, we're talking overall, we're talking the maturity. What a big result.
What we're talking about here, though, is Jenny Risford on the Canyon Collective, heading towards her 4th career UCI cross-country Olympic World Cup win. Started back in 2016 in Lenzerheide, 2019 in Lenzerheide she got one, 2024 in Myrapora she got her 3rd. This one is going to be one of the sweetest tasting yet. Risford can just about smile, lifts a hand off to high-five the team in the tech zone. Jenny Risford heading towards the asphalt now, hits it and swings towards the finish line, gets the jersey zipped up. Jenny Risford has been absolutely unstoppable. Jenny Risford is going to win the Battle of Araxa. What a result, what a demonstration of strength, bike riding and racecraft. Jenny Risford wins round 2 of the UCI Cross Country Olympic World Cup in Araxa, Brazil. Ollie,
impressive result.
That was
to go halfway through the race, hold everyone off, just keep that focus.
Ferran Prevot-esque performance from Jenny Risford. Behind her, though, here we go. Battle shaping up. Samara Maxwell's going to take 2nd place, but who's going to take 3rd? It's going to be Evie Richards. Evie Richards outguns Jen Jackson on the line.
Yeah, it's really nice. I feel very happy and comfortable and enjoying my new team environment and the people around me.
Well done today.
Thank you.
And there is your top 3 today. Risford, Maxwell and Richards. Sweden, New Zealand. Risford, Maxwell, Richards, Jackson, Wiedmann, Lecomte, Kohler, Graf, Fry, Urban, the top 10. Let's get ready to hear from Canyon Collective's race winner. Jenny Risford was the class of the field today. She's down there with Ashley Wilmot now. The lights turn green and they are off and racing in Araxa. And it's Christopher Blevins in the red jersey of Specialized Factory Racing who leads them away off the line. Everybody off the line cleanly compared to last week, Ollie.
Good start by Lucas Schwarzbauer and Thomas Litcher as well on that inside. Yeah, Schwarzbauer having a great short track. We see him there on the Canyon bike, the German champ.
There's Blevins side by side. I'm just wondering as well, Luca Martin last in this group of riders, but in the other races today we have seen younger riders make their presence felt at the front.
4 Specialized. front 5.
It's not bad.
Hang on tight.
Hang on tight. The other rider in the mix is Lucas Schwartzbar from the Canyon Collective. Then it's Nino Schurter.
Adrian Boissy has moved up to second place at the moment. Number 70 on his back, had to come back from a lower position on the start.
And look at all the red at the front of the leaderboard of the fastest laps of lap 1s. All 3 Specialized riders in front, clocking 8:06s.
1, 2, 3, 4 now. There's Bauer coming in 5th place, doing a cracking ride so far.
No, Blevins keeps the wheels on the deck. Koretsky does it instead.
But this is a section where you can just get some recovery. You can carry some speed off that Redbull descent into this section here, and you can just float a little bit, even if it's just 5-10 seconds, where you're just not putting pressure through the upper or the lower body and just chill a bit.
You need to be careful though, because you have those like flat, long corners. So if you relax too much and you hit those flat corners too relaxed, or like losing concentration.
And these guys have got to drive it.
It's time to go.
Time to go. 100%. They have to commit.
They've got Avendetto in the mix. Vidari, the last member of the team, is just behind him. Are we going to see them hit the tarmac and explode and try and distance the rest of the field just as they did at round 1?
I think Avendetto, when he looks behind him, looks like maybe they've got back on.
So maybe, just maybe. No, they're sitting up, taking a gel and some water, and the group has got back on, so...
I think they missed such an opportunity then. I think they're maybe not aware of the damage, but Blevins stretched his back.
Blevins into the red zone. Still 178, he hasn't been out of it yet, but look at Koretsky at 147 in zone 3. In the yellow, still Koretsky, so plenty more in the tank. They've all got back on now. Is Ollie right, Henrik? Do you think that was a mistake? Do you think that was the opportunity?
There was a huge mistake from my point of view.
Vidari, though, rolls through to lead them on the last lap.
Easy for us to look at from a commentary booth, but...
And if you're Avendetto and you're seeing those 2 young riders have that much fun over the jumps, look at Moyer just about bringing that whip back and no more. Do you know what? A lot of people would think it's a grimace, but I think that is a smile on the face of Martin Vidari. I think he's enjoying this out front with Boissy.
But it's exactly the same situation of last time, that Colombo just not as happy on the descent as he's going. He just lets the wheel go a little bit. Be interesting to see, is Boissy's going to drive it this time, or is he going to have a little rest?
So this is where we saw Christopher Blevins stretch his back out last time.
Some sort of like zombie state. Fixed.
Luke Moyer as well in 7th, still huge ride from him. 5 seconds off the lead of this race, deep into things on lap 6 out of 10.
Yeah, and he's one of those riders as well. We see some riders that are still in the mix, like Saru, but they're yo-yoing the whole time. Keep going backwards and forwards, and they're relying on that start-finish bunching up. Whereas Luke Moyer's sat in that group and not having to rely on that. He's in a great place, which means he gets that little bit of extra recovery at the bottom.
And he had a bad lap 1.
These guys need to ride. Keep pushing on.
Boissy, though. Boissy's got the email late in the day, needs to get across there. But is he going to bring the rest of the herd with him?
Just like a road race, you can't take the other guys with you. I mean, it's nuts for seeing road tactics in an XC race.
It's different, but at times just a stimulus for people to respond.
But I think, Boissy, unfortunately, he's missed the boat. You can't drag that whole group back. If he makes an attack, like he did the right thing, he went long. But once you see you've dragging him, he's got to stop riding now.
It's early days, I know, but are we going to see Avendetto do what Paulus did to Visma the other day? Here they are, though. Information at the front. Blevins, Vidari, Koretsky. This attack could come on this climb, to distance Avendetto.
But if Adrian Boissy wants to get across, he needs to do it on the climb and not take the other riders with him. He doesn't want to pull those guys back to the front. They're in a good situation at the moment.
I would love to hear if there's any Specialized team staff roaring across to Boissy.
I think I heard Mike Posthumus' roar from here.
Yeah. Is this tactically what they need to be doing, Henrik?
No, not really. Not from Boissy.
I was trying to be sympathetic about it, but the both of you just looked at me and went, no.
3 riders in the front 4, good gap. You know, it's like,
let them
you've
go.
Just got to let them go. And maybe, leave it a little bit, let the gap cement, and then if you've got the legs, you jump across on your own.
I wouldn't be surprised if they throw the jersey out to him through the last tech feed zone. Grabs
Still
the ball.
pressing on.
Yeah, there's that Putner again, not going into the tech feed zone, pressing on, getting the... There it is, Putner's gone off the front of this.
What a move.
Fabio Putner,
Attacks through the feed.
like he's been shot off the deck of an aircraft carrier, disappearing up the road now, takes them all by surprise. Henrik Avancini up out of his chair with that move, the audacity of the man.
Go on, lad.
4-second gap.
Fabio Putner didn't come here to take part, he came here to take over, and he's making a good fist of it on lap at 9 out of 10, and someone's going to have to go
But
after him.
Making Luke Moyer chase. But Puntner as well, he obviously attacked through the feed when everyone had a lull to have a gel, he went for it.
All of a sudden, 8 seconds covering the top 5 now. This is stretching, you know.
But Blevin's going over the top of Puntner on that attack.
Yeah, and he won't thank him for the effort as he goes past him.
But it'd be great.
Oh, Henrik Avancini, thank you so much for your time and your insight. It's been a pleasure.
I need to recover from a heart attack.
Henrik Avancini leaves the commentary booth as we see Avendetto pull across the front of Putner. Saru's still not done yet on the back of this group.
But it looks like this, the team tactics in the special team where they've, whether you just let Vidari, just let him get the gap, whether they just go in like it's every man for himself.
Galinski in 15th, fastest Brazilian out there at the minute. Tell you the top 10
again. He's going again.
He's going again. He's going again. Putner's going again. Is he going to rocket back to the front of this one? Fabio Putner is. Fabio Putner refuses to give up and let Specialized Factory Race and have this all their own way. And they're going to have to chase him again on the last lap. For the first time in his career, Fabio Putner leads a UCI cross-country Olympic World Cup race. The Brazilian fans are loving the underdog story. I'm telling you what, Fabio Putner is never buying a coffee on the coffee ride ever again after this performance today.
But he's going to start the last climb of the race with 5 seconds.
Listen to this, the noise he's going to get up this climb when he rounds the corner, and the fans see that it's a privateer in front of this one. Koretsky, we said he might be down and out. Fastest lap of lap 9, and the pack are chasing down Fabio Putner here, who stays seated. The rest of them are out in the saddle to bring him back in.
And it's Adrian Boischi, who looked like he was swinging a little bit. Swinging. This is how fatigued I am.
We could do with swimming, actually. Cooled down a bit. Yeah, it was beautiful, but it's not lasted long. Putner gets shuffled back in the pack now, and it's Blevins, and it's Vidari, and it's Boischi, and it's Koretsky at the front of this now.
Specialized 1, 2, 3, 4.
Boischi, though, still poker-faced. The grimace. He's got Christopher Blevins to deal with. Blevins in second spot. It's about a bike and a half now as they head down towards the lake for the last time.
Avendetto 6 seconds behind. Be chasing hard, but it's Boischi, Blevins, Vidari.
Luke Moyer's still up in 5th place, the privateer. But here they go, Specialized, going bar to bar around the lake for the last time on the last lap of round 2 of the UCI World Cup. Christopher Blevins has closed that gap down to Adrian Boischi now. Vidari, if it is a slow puncture, he's bringing it back together. It looks like the bike's moving up and down on the back axle slightly too much, but Boischi, is he letting a bit of air into those lungs before the final sprint, or has Chris Blevins got this one covered off? Is Chris Blevins about to win the double? Is he about to do the short track and the cross-country Olympic? You can't take your eyes off this one. You cannot take your eyes off Adrian Boischi versus Chris Blevins as they head towards the line here in Araxa. It's gonna be Chris Blevins doing the double at round 2. Behind him, Martin Vidari gets second place. Adrian Boischi can't believe it. Mugged with a quarter to go by his teammate. Specialized, 1, 2, 3, just as they were last weekend. It's just different riders. Avondale across the line in 4th. Behind him, Luke Moyer, the South African, checks out in 5th place. Koretsky recovered the 6th, then Jordan Saru. Ollie, I'm done.
Yeah, I'm going to have to watch the replay. It was just all a blur. I love that kind of racing when, you know, everything's happening all at once and you have to just stay locked in. Once again, I mean, the team aspect, Adrian Boishi, when he passed me on that climb, I've never met a kid with more exuberance than him. You know, he's just brilliant. So I had to dig super deep to stay with him. Martin had a hell of a ride as well. So once again, it's just it's just a cool feeling doing it with the team. I don't know what else to say.
Here's the results then after a hectic 10 laps of Araxa. Christopher Blevins takes the win ahead of Badari, Boishi, Avondetto, Moyer. Unbelievable ride from him. Koretsky, Saru, Puntener, Kalel, Stap, Schwarzbar. Top 10 covered by 48 seconds. Specialized locking out the podium once again. Then it was Luca Braido, Galinski up in 12th, still celebrating down here with absolutely everyone. Brandel, Amos, Zanotti, Carstensen, List, Luca Martin, top 20 for him. Simon Andreasen outside the top 20 in 22nd. Filippo Colombo, not his day, in 23rd. Alex Malacarni in 30th. For Brazil, Lars Forster, again, not his day, 34th. We've been hoping for a lot more than that. Cole Punchard, another debutant, 36th. Specialized factory racing, do it again.